We stopped buying takeout and frozen pizza and started making it at home. It costs about a quarter of what it would cost me to buy this, and it tastes so much better. Let me show you what I did. Well, we are making homemade pizza tonight. It's much less expensive than calling Domino's, and it tastes a whole lot better. I've got about a half cup of warm water here. I'm gonna bloom some yeast with a teaspoon of honey, 3/4 of a teaspoon of active dry yeast. Now, if you were using instant yeast, you just go ahead and throw it all in the pot and mix it together. I am going to give this a good stir, and I'm going to let it sit for about 5 minutes until it gets nice and foamy and wakes up. And while I'm doing that, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour in my mixing bowl. I'm going to add to that 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Y'all, this is so few ingredients. We quit calling Domino's and ordering online and eating out of a box and eating frozen pizza because it saves so much money. This has turned into a weekly habit, at least once a week. I mean, if I'm being honest, and you promise you won't judge me, I'll tell you it's sometimes more than that. But we just do it at home. It tastes so much better, and I don't have to wait on them to show up, and it didn't ride in a car in a cardboard box for however long they took to get here. I'm also going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And guess what? That's all of the ingredients. Do a mental checklist. Do you have those ingredients at your house? Of course you do. So why are you buying it in a box? Okay, my yeast has bloomed. It's going in. And we are going to let it knead till it comes together. So we're just gonna add a dough hook to our mixer. If you don't have a mixer, you can totally do this by hand. Let it all come together. Don't rush it. You want it to knead and get that silky, silky texture. Okay, so I let it knead for about 5 minutes, and it is not sticky at all. So now this needs to rest. I'm gonna let it rise for probably half an hour. I'm not trying to double my dough because I want a thin pizza, but I just need it to kind of get puffy and let the dough relax a little bit so I can roll it out. Now, I'm just spraying my bowl with some olive oil, toss that in, put a bowl cover on it, and I'm gonna go put it over there in a warm spot. I'm gonna remind you that this can be scaled up. Double or triple this and you're feeding a crowd. Double or triple it after you let it rise. Separate your dough into 2 or 3 dough balls. Put a couple of them in the freezer for another busy night, or roll it out and freeze it flat so you can be ready to make pizza on a busy, busy night. You don't even have to mix up the dough and let it rise. It's ready for you. Okay, my dough is happy. I'm just gonna roll it out into a rough circle. It will not be a circle, I promise you that. And then we're gonna top it. Now here's where you roll it out as thin as you want it to be. We like a thin pizza. This recipe is designed to make a thin 14 to 16 inch pizza. So it will be smaller than that if you leave it thick. That's just logical, right? That's about the size and thickness I'm going for. I am going to transfer this onto a piece of parchment paper, get some toppings on it, and get it in the oven. I feel like I'm being punked right now. I have my roasted garlic sauce, and I'm just turning and turning and turning and turning and turning and turning and turning this lid. It is not stuck, but it is also not coming off. What in the world is happening over here? Pretty sure I was being punked. I got out my jar lid popper that I use when I can, and it just popped right off like it didn't even have a twist. Okay, I'm just using some roasted garlic red sauce for my base. No, I don't buy special pizza sauce. Sometimes I buy marinara. Tonight, I'm just using a roasted garlic red sauce because this is way too much for when I make pasta for just me and Mark. So it becomes my pizza sauce and my pasta sauce. And sometimes it also goes in soup. Okay, so for tonight, this is just gonna be a plain old pepperoni pizza. It's just me and Mark, and we're going simple. So we are just gonna put some mozzarella on here. That looks good. You know, You do you when it comes to the toppings. If you like a lot, put a lot. If you like a little, put a little. I will tell you that you could load this pizza up and still be probably 25% of the cost of buying it from your local pizza joint. Some shredded parm. Up next, I'm just putting a little bit of my Kinder's The Blend right on top. That's salt, pepper, and garlic. And then this is gonna go in the oven, and I'll tell you how long I baked it as soon as I take it out. I mean, come on, look at that. 500 degrees for 12 minutes. I've got a crunchy, crispy crust. It is gonna be way better than what would come in a cardboard box out of a car or frozen. This is good to go. I hope you give it a try. Have a great day.